We'll get to LeBron's comeback in a second, but first, Warriors, Sixers. Landry Shamet gets a block on one and runs the floor to finish with a 4-point play.
Oh, look at that. Oh, you can't do that. Can't foul the jump shooter.
Don't foul the jump shooter.
Trying to make up from getting slapped on the backboard, man.
You learn that in JV basketball.
Sixers and Warriors. Joel Embiid takes advantage of the open floor and throws down the windmill dunk.
What a spectacular second half by the Philadelphia Sixers en route to what turned into a comfortable win on the road against a red-hot Golden State.
Ben Simmons was outstanding last night, not only finishing at the rim, but being able to facilitate offense for other people, man.
I mean, I love Chris Carter, but having someone in that seat saying good things about Ben Simmons, my heart's aflutter.
Hey, Bucks and Raptors. Giannis driving, delivers a huge dunk, Nick.
All right, so I was doing my little night gig, my radio show, while this game was on. I was talking about the Super Bowl and audibly yelped when this play happened in front of me in real time. Giannis, how about one dribble inside the arc and, Giannis only had 19 and they won comfortably.
Giannis is a special player. Giannis, he sets the tone for everybody. If it wasn't for James Harden, he'd probably be one of the front runners for MVP.
Yeah.
Speaking of special players, the NBA gifted us with a few big surprises last night, one being LeBron James. He was considered doubtful for last night's game against the Clippers. Well, he returned to the floor anyway after missing 17 games, scored 24 points, was 1 assist shy of a triple-double in a big overtime win over the crosstown rival Clippers. The Lakers now just 1 game out of the playoff picture, preparing for a big Saturday matchup with Golden State. Here's LeBron James on his return.
I'm not feeling, particularly great right now. I'm definitely ecstatic about being back out there with my guys and getting a great road win. Versus a team that we're, climbing, in the playoff race. But, after being out 5 weeks, I'm feeling it right now. I wish I could click my shoes together and be home right now in my bed. So, but it's great to be back out there. I love clothes. I love suits. But I didn't come here to put on a suit every day. I come here to put on a jersey and some shorts. That's what I came here to do and lead a
5 weeks away from the game, comes back and does that last night. How impressive was LeBron's evening, Nick?
Well, so first of all, it was impressive he got his way back on the court. He had planned, circled this game, that I will be back by this game at the latest. Not only because they play the Warriors on Saturday and they're about to go on a long road trip because of the Grammys, the Clippers and the Lakers about to be on the road for a long time because Staples not going to be available, but also because the Clippers are the team they're chasing for the 8th seed right now. Like, they got 30 games left. And if they had lost last night, they'd have been 3 back of the 8th seed with only 30 games to play. And that the Jazz, who are ahead, are playing well. So this was a very important game. And LeBron was ruled out midday Wednesday. And then he got upgraded to doubtful. And I was hearing he was going to do everything he could to play. And then in the first half, you wondered, Canny, if it was a good idea. In the first half, he looked like a guy who'd been out of basketball for 6 weeks.
Yep.
And it took LeBron James 1 half of basketball to resume being LeBron James. In the second half in overtime, 19-9-5, if that does anything for you. This should have been a comfortable Lakers win. They were up 12 going into the fourth quarter. They squandered that. They even almost squandered it again at the end of overtime with a bizarre Rondo inbounds play. But LeBron, the first time being away from basketball for an extended period since breaking his wrist playing football in high school, and it took him 24 minutes of basketball to get back to being the best player in the world.
No, you're absolutely right. And the lead was as many as 14 in the third quarter. They came out and started quick in the second half of that game. But as far as the flow of the Lakers offensively, I mean, LeBron James gives them an identity. They depend on LeBron James to make everything easier for everyone else, whether it was Lance Stevens cooking from behind the arc or getting Kyle Kuzma involved. I mean, all of those guys, it just felt like it was a little more effortless for those guys in terms of being able to have opportunities to get buckets. And so LeBron James creates that, just his ability to be able to command double teams and then his court vision and being a great passer. He puts those other guys in good situations. When they didn't have LeBron James over that 17-game absence, it looked like everything on the offensive end for the Lakers was forced. And so now when you have LeBron James, he sets the table for everybody else, makes everything a lot easier. So, I mean, LeBron James pick and choose his spots where he was going to give max effort, but I think it was a solid outing overall for for him in his first game back after 5 weeks. I mean, 1 assist shy of a triple-double.
Yeah.
I mean, that's outstanding
and
performance.
His shot was not on. I mean, I think he made 1 shot outside of 8 feet, and it was a critical one in overtime, a really tough turnaround fadeaway. But he made a 3-pointer as well. He made the 1-3 and then 1 shot outside 8 feet. His shot was not on, and you could tell his wind wasn't totally with him. Like, this was a good example of the only way to be ready to play an NBA basketball game. There's the shot I was talking about. The only way to be ready to play an NBA game is to play an NBA game, no matter what great shape you keep yourself in. And listen, I was concerned. You asked me all year last year, Jenna, are you concerned about the Cavs? I was never concerned. But this was unprecedented.
The injury. The
injury was unprecedented, and he alluded to it last night. There were a few setbacks that kept delaying the timetable. I was told 10 to 12 more days 20 days ago. So I started to be legitimately concerned about a week ago. And then I was told the Clippers game's the game. And then when he was ruled out, we still talked about it yesterday that he might play, but if he didn't play last night, there was going to be real reason for concern, not only for LeBron, but for the team and their ability to climb back in this playoff race.
So let's talk about that. Take away all the potential trades. This team that you saw last night with LeBron playing the way he did, with the rest of his cast of characters around him, could this team make the playoffs?
Yeah, I think this is a playoff team. Anytime you have LeBron James out there, this is certainly going to be a playoff contender. Now, are they going to be able to win a playoff series? Remains to be seen. It's a lot of young guys. But I think with the LeBron James injury, it puts a little more urgency in that Lakers organization, Magic Johnson, Rob Pelinka, to be able to get another difference maker to pair alongside him, just because we're starting to see LeBron James' career mortality. I mean, we're talking about a groin injury. We expected him back a couple of weeks ago. And so for him to be out 5 weeks, I think that those guys realize in that building, we've got to take advantage of having LeBron James. We don't want to think about his 3rd year or his 4th year with the Lakers because we don't know what type of player he's going to be at that point. Father Time eventually will catch up with you. Let's try to see if we can make a move to be able to pair another superstar with him so we can take advantage of not only what we would have in 2019-2020, but see what we can do in the 2018-2019 season. If
they make the trade for Anthony Davis, they will have a puncher shot against Golden State. I think in reality what they would need is a full offseason to build the complete team and maybe have Kevin Durant go elsewhere.
Because you wouldn't have anyone else around him besides basically those two.
Correct. You would have to strip the team down almost in its entirety. And yesterday, one of the Lakers beat writers floated almost the exact trade we talked about on Tuesday as one that the Lakers had offered, and we knew they would offer that. But assume the trade doesn't go through. I had said the Lakers need to focus on, I thought their ceiling was the 3 seed in the West, and they were in the 4 spot when LeBron got hurt. Now it's about getting to the 6 or 7 line. It's about 2 things. Yes, making the playoffs, but being on the opposite side of the bracket of Golden State. So that means the 8, the 5, and the 4 are the spots you don't want. So the Lakers now, they had a chance at the 3 seed. Now you focus, can you not only jump the Clippers, but jump one more team so you're in that 7-2 side of the bracket to where if you execute a first-round upset, the Western Conference Finals are a real possibility. One note, because this game ended 3.5 hours ago, it feels like. At the very end of the game, Rondo, final possession, inbounds the ball, does something silly, tries to throw it off defender's leg, and the Clippers almost hit a game-tying 3. Rondo, in the effort to make up for his error, chased him down and turned his ankle. They didn't talk about it on the broadcast, and on League Pass, they cut right when the game's over. But if you were watching, he was noticeably limping after that. They play Golden State on Saturday. Lonzo's out, so something to watch is Rondo going to be healthy, or are the Lakers going to deal with another long list of injuries now that LeBron's back?
All right, we'll have to look for that. But let's take a little turn now. Time for Nick's Fantasy Update, sponsored by DraftKings. Nick.